Setting too high a valuation can actually kill your startup. This is a common trap that founders fall into where they go, hey, I want to raise $1 million, but I believe my business is going to be worth $1 billion. I don't want to raise $1 million at a $5 million valuation. That's giving away 20% of my business. I want to do it at 10, 15, 20. This seems good in theory because it's, hey, that means we're worth more today. The problem is tomorrow comes. And remember, investors are fickle and they have very specific preferences on valuation. The number one is that it goes up by a lot. Now, here's the problem. It's real easy to take a $1 million business and turn it to a $5 million, even if the only thing that's changing is the narrative that you're telling about that business. It's also relatively easy to turn a $5 million business into a $10 million business. However, imagine you start day one, no customers, no product, no nothing, and you succeed in raising $1 million at a $10 million valuation. You sold 10% of the business. Well, remember, unless you're planning on being profitable from that, which by all means, if you can do it, you're crushing it, you're likely going to need to raise again, which means you're going to tell that next round of investors, let's say 12 months later after you've burned through this cash, that your valuation has increased. And remember, startups are fickle. You run into problems and delays and, demand isn't there, or we ran into this product issue, or the market moved. Now you're trying to not go from a $1 million valuation or a $5 million valuation to a 10. You're trying to go from a 10 to a 15 or a 10 to a 20. That is much harder. And this is something that often causes founders to do what's known as a down round, where instead of your valuation continuing to go up, you raised it at 10, and now this time, because you didn't exceed their valuation and you didn't kind of show the results that could justify a 20 million, which is a lot harder to justify as you could imagine, now they're actually going to hammer you and either keep your valuation flat or maybe even lower it. Now you're raising more money at an even lower valuation. This does not bode well for the financial future of your business. So don't fall into that trap. Focus on industry standards. You should be raising 10 to 20% of your company as a raise each round. Meaning, if I need 100 grand, that 100 grand is basically 100 grand of a $500,000 business or 100 grand in $1 million business. And the smaller I can start without giving away the whole business, the better off I'm going to be.